first song on the record was written precisely to begin our shows. And then it grew into becoming a song proper. But I would say that the song, the title itself being untitled is because it was just called the intro for us, you know. It's what we did when we played these clubs in New York. And it was something that, we just felt like it was good to do, you know, kind of like just a palate cleanser, announcing.
The riff in Untitled is sort of really signature Daniel. It kind of sums up a lot of like what he can do with the guitar as far as generating an atmosphere and a mood with real minimalism. It's not our big banger that opens that record, but it is sort of an introductory piece of music, and then you drop like a banger.
An album sometimes won't translate to a set list. For some reason, I don't know if it's the idea that we're playing this album in its entirety and that's the way it is, but it flows pretty well live.
It's a book. Beginning, middle, and end, and what's the best way of pacing it along and telling the story. So I think it was always about that, and I think that it's still always about that. One song that's kind of like setting the tone is a bit more of an ambient way than one that's just sort of a response to that.
I'm not the chattiest guy on stage, but it is one of these instances where I've really had to think about like, I don't know if I would need that. I think it's almost sort of like just hit play the record, and, keep it moving. Carlos had the joke when we were writing Bright Lights that we could call the album Celebrated Basslines of the Future. And I think, that's such a hilarious thing to suggest, but also very apropos. And these bass lines are crazy good.
You know what I really liked a lot is the keyboard playing in Say Hello to the Angels. Hearing it in isolation, I was like, what? Is Carlos writing his own material right now? Like, is he doing renditions? I couldn't understand. It's kind of weird because we've always kept moving forward, never took a step back, with the exit of Carlos and everything, we haven't stopped.
The first show on the back of these Bright Lights shows, we'd been writing new material like the week prior in New York, and I was really thinking about the new songs and directions. And so when we started playing the show, I was actually like a little bit nervous, which felt healthy and good because I don't get nervous on stage really. But I was like, oh, look at you, you're feeling a little vulnerable, a little nervous. That's so, look at that, it's cute. You could see in people's faces right off the bat that they were expecting something and you hope to not disappoint them.
I love the new as just a composition. That for me was a high point. Just not really worrying about conventional songwriting and just doing whatever the fuck we wanted and then making it work. Really proud of that song.
Doing Bright Lights in its entirety, I can revisit this record and play it better. Not that anybody will notice really, but I will. It's really important that the younger me is communicating with the present me going, yes, that's how we should have done it. I'm glad that we could finally do it that way.
I remember trying to play a rehearsal of the new. This girl that I was seeing at the time was just sort of she didn't have the reaction that I was having to it, but
On this in particular tour, it's just something I didn't really know what it would be like. I didn't put too much stock, hopes, or anything like this. It just seemed like, okay, cool. You know, it's like a measured way of being like, well, yeah, this sounds like a fun thing to do. And also, we live in a weird age for many reasons, but certainly just on the musical front, the way people discover music has changed greatly since the release of this record. And you never know what's going to age well, or maybe you can say this is aged well or not, but you never know it's going to reach people who were too young when this came out in the first place, you know. To be on that side where it seems like you see kids who are like still teenagers and then adults who are, you know, well in their 40s and well above, it's like something else, and it's pretty rare. I don't think that happens all the time.
Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, I don't want to go play Bright Lights. Like, it's perfectly natural for me not to want to. But then as soon as you hear the crowd, even before we get on stage, that changes. That's like, no, I will do it for you 5 times tonight, if you so desire. Because it's not for us, we wouldn't be doing it. It's for people who want to come and see it, and they don't need me being an old curmudgeon about it.
Very few things in life that human beings can share like this, you know, and music is one of them. And I feel very privileged as an artist, as a musician. But I've really enjoyed it. It's been a very special time for me.